What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another Pug Love Production YouTube channel video. As always, Adam Z here. And tonight, I'm going to be finishing up the rest of my Q&A questions, finally getting the rest of those answers. Sorry again for how long it took, but there will be more Q&As in the future, so start thinking of those new questions. And, you know, if you're not subscribed and new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Check out my other content. You know, you're starting with a Q&A. You know, you get to know and you get to learn a little bit about me, but go check out my other videos. So, it's Friday. It should be Friday by the time this gets uploaded, so and get that work done. Start enjoying your weekend, guys. Whew. Okay, so for these ones, if you saw the last video, I kind of picked some questions at random, got myself prepared for it and all that fun stuff. This time, I'm just getting the rest of these questions. I got my iPad right here, so that's what that extra glare is going on. And I'm going in blind. I did look at the questions when I first made the video and you guys left your comment questions. I did look at them, but I didn't really get into the answers and what I was thinking about. So, we'll see how this one rolls. It might be a little bit longer, it might be shorter, because I don't know how many more questions I have to answer. But let's get started. And again, I will leave a link to everyone's channels below if you want to go check them out who left questions. So first off, we've got Bama Girl Amy. She asks, great video. Why did you start a YouTube channel, and what are your goals with your channel? Those are great questions. And I believe, yeah, Geeky Cool Family also asked what made you want to start a YouTube channel. So, basically, I don't know. I've kind of wanted to start a YouTube channel ever since I was in high school, probably. It was I kind of saw it as a way for, you know, to get yourself out there and kind of, it's like miniature fame, I guess. You know, people are watching you. That's cool. And I don't know. It was something I've always kind of wanted to do. I thought it was fun, and I'm enjoying myself making these, you know, making the videos and watching you guys' videos and all that kind of stuff. And this is kind of my form of social media. I do have a Facebook page that's under my name, but I haven't really been on it for a few years. I'm pretty sure I explained that in my last video. I just kind of stopped on it. I thought Facebook was stupid. The only reason I used it back in high school was to, you know, talk to my friends and see what they were up to, which is why I have a cell phone. So, yeah, I kind of stopped doing Facebook, so this was also kind of my way of getting back into social media and meet new people and make some friends and that kind of stuff, and I'm doing that. It's awesome, you know? I'm meeting people from all over the world, which is freaking crazy, and because back when I watched YouTube, back in like high school, it was just watching, you know, music clips or movie clips or little video game stuff, but I never really paid attention to who was making the videos. I was just watching it because I wanted to see like a certain thing or a specific thing. So I wasn't really paying attention to who was doing them and learning about these people, and honestly, it's so cool to do that and meet you guys and learn about you guys as you learn about me and watch your channels grow, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's something just I've wanted to do for a while, and like I said, it almost probably would have been better if I did start back in high school, because I had a lot more free time. I would have been able to figure out editing and stuff like that. I still haven't touched any editing software, so I don't know how to do any of that stuff. That's why I don't have intros or outros or little added clips in here, which I would probably love to do, because I'm always making references that makes me think of something that I've seen from a cartoon or something like that, so I'd always enjoy the idea of being like, yeah, this reminds me of this, and just boom, slice that clip in real quick, and you know, it'd be a good chuckle because you guys get to see what I'm thinking about, because obviously my description probably isn't that great. But, and if I would have started back then, obviously I would have had a lot more money, just because I've been working since I was like 15 years old. That's the earliest I could start working. I actually tried to start working when I was 14 and got fired because I was too young, and they didn't realize it when they first hired me. And so, yeah, so I didn't really spend too much money on myself back in high school, just for games every now and then, like legendary editions of Halo or something, to get the extra figures. And actually these guys here were some of my first collection buys as far as action figures go. But I'll get into those guys later. So, yeah, just, I guess, I just wanted to start one, have some fun with it, and see where it goes. Get my name out there, get some of my stuff out there, see if you guys like it. Yeah. And what are your goals with my channel? I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. I'm more of a day-by-day, take-it-as-it-comes kind of guy. But, I guess, ultimately, endgame-wise, I don't know. You know, I would love to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of subscribers. I mean, everyone on here would love that, because then I could make this my job. I could just do YouTube videos and really work at making good quality videos and setting stuff up to make you guys laugh, and it'd almost be like having my own TV show, to be honest, and that would be awesome. But, so, I don't know, that would be cool. It would also be cool to kind of start showing different stuff off that I've been wanting to, that I have no idea how to, like showing off some video game clips, because I'm always doing little clips on my Xbox, the little 30-second clips and stuff like that. So if I could splice those together and make a thing and show that to you, that'd be awesome. And start maybe showing some of my little art off, or even the stories. I'm always thinking of stories, movie plots, TV show ideas, and stuff like that. I stopped writing them down because I never have enough time to finish anything, but it's always up here. I have actually a movie idea that I created back in high school, and it's still, boom, locked up in there. And same with a TV series that I thought up of probably a few years ago, and never wrote it down, but I still have perfect memory of how I wanted it to go, how the beginning went, and just usually the beginning and things that happen in there. So if companies would see that and kind of be like, oh, that's really cool, I want to get this guy in there, and start with like showing off artwork. Maybe I got a couple of Funko things I'm going to show off here that I drew up of people I'd like to see made in the future. If maybe Funko saw that and they're like, oh my gosh, this is pretty cool, this guy's got some cool ideas, let's bring him in here and join the Funko team. And I'd be working for Funko, you know, making designs of pops that you guys would be buying. That would be so cool. Or if someone, like a video game company, would want just me, because I'm not the greatest artist, and I've never used artwork software, or I don't know how you say that, stuff on the computer to make art. So I wouldn't be obviously that person actually doing it. I'm just kind of would be the mind behind it, because I always have ideas and creative weird stuff popping into my head. So if a video game company would be like, oh, you want to help us make characters or environments or create a storyline, that would be so cool. Or if someone was bring me in to help them make a movie or write a script or help them go through just making a movie, that would be really cool. Or even have a small little bit on a TV show or movie doing some acting. I've never acted before. I probably would be bad at it. I actually have terrible stage fright. So, and if you watch my very, very first videos, you could probably tell I am a lot more stiff and uptight and very nervous. Because when I first started YouTube, I was very, very nervous and scared and that kind of stuff, just because I wasn't sure what was going to happen with it. And I've just kind of had stage fright. So this kind of helps me also deal with that in a sense, I guess. So I don't know how I actually would be acting on a TV show or movie. I think I would be okay because it's not like an actual live audience watching you, and that's when it gets kind of scary, because I've also would love to attempt going on The Voice, not some stupid show like that where you sing, because I enjoy singing. I think I have a pretty decent singing voice, but I feel like I would go up on stage and freeze, just be scared out of my mind and poop my pants again. You gotta watch the other video for that one to get that. So, yeah, if I would start getting sponsored by companies and they start sending me, now obviously I don't want you guys to send me free stuff. I never want that, but if a company would want to sponsor me or just send me something free to review it for them and show you guys off before it hits the market, that would be really cool too. Yeah. So those are some ideas of where I would like to go. Never gonna happen probably, you know, but whatever. Like I said, I'm having fun with it, meeting new people, having friends, making friends, having fun, you know. So, yeah. Geeky Cool Family also had another question. Who are your favorite YouTubers? You guys. Actually, since I started my YouTube channel, I kind of stopped watching what I would usually watch, and the big name YouTubers I've kind of gone away from because it's kind of droll and just like, they don't feel as genuine as, I mean, they start off somewhere, obviously, like us, and I don't know, I feel like the smaller channels are a little more genuine than the bigger ones. But, because, I mean, once you get so big, you can't really connect with the viewers as well, you know, it's just impossible. So, but I actually can't remember some of the names, which is just terrible. But I love watching parody YouTube stuff and hand-drawn cartoons. So, like, stuff like that Jid Lid does, I love watching that stuff. But there were a few that started on, oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys for all the ums and whatnot. It was newgrounds.com, a website called newgrounds.com. I'm pretty sure it's still up and running, but before YouTube, that was kind of where people went to create short cartoon parodies or shorts or little video games and stuff like that, and just kind of started off there. And a lot of people that I used to watch there are probably on YouTube now, but there was a lot of people on there that I really liked watching, and honestly, I can't remember their names right now, and that's terrible. I remember Johnny Utah. I do remember that. He always kind of did really huge muscular characters and had really messed up jokes in them and stuff like that. I remember he did a Street Fighter one. I believe it was Johnny Utah that did this one. It was the Third Strike Bar, and basically Guile and I believe Alex were sitting at the bar talking, or Alex comes up, or no, Guile comes up to Alex, and Alex is all drunk, and he's like, "You don't want to be here, Guile, with us losers, the unwanted, the hated," and then he just starts talking crap on everyone that's in the bar. That was all the Street Fighter characters that people didn't like to play. He's like, "Look over there, that's the big and ugly table. They never stood a chance being so big and ugly." And even that old guy, that really wrinkly old guy, he's like, "Oh, he beat Ryu." Guile's like, "He beat Ryu in the finals." And Alex is just like, "Yeah, but then Ryu got the crowd chanting, 'Old man McScrody ding-a-ling.' And, yeah, got the crowd on his side. Very poor sportsmanship, in my opinion." You know, he had really raunchy jokes and stuff. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember their names, and I feel terrible because I loved watching their stuff. Oni Cartoons, there we go. Oh my gosh, that was bugging the crap out of me. I loved, and still love, watching Oni Cartoons. Holy crap. Especially his one Final Fantasy one, where he's, oh my, there's, it's Final Fantasy VII, there's Cloud, and all the characters and whatnot, and he starts talking to, I can't remember the one guy's name that has the Gatling gun for a hand, which is terrible. I actually never got to play Final Fantasy VII. because when I was a very young kid when it came out, and it got an M rating, so my mom wouldn't let me get it. But there's one scene where he's like, the guy says, Cloud's like, what's that thing right there? That red thing? And he's like, you have to be more specific, baby. The good Lord blessed me with colorblindness, like the asshole he is. And I just swore there a little bit, so that's probably the only time you'll hear it. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. And he's like, at another point, Cloud's like, well, let's go check it out, my chocolate comrade. Chocolate? Well, yeah, you know, because you're black. And he's just, I'm what? So, you know, stupid, ridiculous humor like that kind of gets me. But yeah, I enjoy everyone on here, and especially the people that do, you know, cartoon parodies and stuff like that. I believe Only Cartoons did Leo and Satan too, which I fell in love with Leo and Satan after the first episode. It might be Only Cartoons, it might be another one. I'm pretty sure it's Oni, but Leo and Satan, Leo's this young little boy who for some reason lives in hell, and Satan's kind of like his guardian demon. And Satan's just really goofy looking and has a goofy voice. Actually, let me see if I could do both of their voices. Well, gee whiz, Satan. This is some really tough math homework, Satan. There we go, that's Leo. See, Satan, this is harder than the death of my sister's unborn fetus. Gee whiz, little boy, you're right. And then that would be Satan. He's got a real dopey voice. Let Satan take a look at that math homework for you. So, stuff like that always gets me. But, let's scroll down here. Boom, boom, boom. Simeon's Reviews asks 2 questions. NECA or McFarland? And honestly, I was actually going to say I don't own any NECA or McFarland, but after I brought these guys out here, whoosh, these are actually McFarland action figures. Way back, probably about over 10 years old. Because I got these back when I was in high school, and I never would have guessed they were McFarland. I never really looked or paid attention to that kind of stuff when I was younger. But these guys are really cool. They got really nice detail, and they do seem to have articulation. Obviously, I haven't taken them out of the box, but I actually had to look it up since I don't own either of them. I do see you guys show off a lot of NECA figures on a lot of the channels that I watch. And so I looked up some images of McFarland, and I said I didn't prep for this. I actually did look at that one, and kind of, because I wasn't sure. So I looked at them, and McFarland does seem to have stepped their game up and make some really beautiful statues. But when I was looking at the NECA figures, or it was just whatever images came up when I typed in NECA toys, the detail in NECA is just really well done, even though it kind of, from just from the images I've seen, McFarland definitely seemed to have a little bit of the better quality in some of the figures that I saw over NECA, but NECA, I didn't see any figures that had articulation to them. And when I looked at NECA, NECA has amazing, super detail in them, but they also have articulation, and usually a lot of good articulation. And when it comes with me, and if I do start taking these guys out of box, I want to look for articulation to set them up in little scenes or battles and stuff like that. So I'd have to give it to NECA. And his other question was Ghost Rider versus T-1000. Who would win in a fight? This one, I would have to give it to... You know what? I would have to give it to Ghost Rider, because I believe the T-1000 can be killed with a large enough amount of heat, and considering that Ghost Rider's supernatural abilities involve the literal hellfires from hell, I would have to say that that would probably be hot enough to melt or disintegrate or whatever the T-1000. And even so, even if, because at first, even if the T-1000 was to kill whoever was the Ghost Rider, because I believe there have been multiple Ghost Riders throughout, you know, the comic book life, even if the T-1000 would kill whoever that Ghost Rider is, they're killing, he would be killing the host, and I believe the Ghost Rider spirit would just seek out another body and boom, hunt the T-1000 down. So I'd have to give it to Ghost Rider all day long. And next is Geek Legion of Doom. He has a few questions here. What's your celeb crush? I don't have a celeb crush. Maybe back in the day, I would probably go with Emma Watson, maybe. Just because it kind of, when I was younger watching Harry Potter, it kind of paneled out to be me being the same age as them, or it seemed, I'm not really sure how old they are, the actors, but it kind of, you know, it seemed like I was their age and kind of grew up watching, and grew up and watched them grow up, and kind of, I don't know, I crushed on Hermione a bit, so I'd probably give it to her. But Jennifer Aniston is also a very good-looking woman, but I don't have any, I just don't have a crush on any celebrities, because obviously people do look at a person's features to determine whether or not at first they would even enjoy being around them or like them in that kind of way. But then personality does come into play for me. So you could be the most beautiful woman in the world, and if you just have a real horrific, terrible personality and you're just a terrible person, it's going to take all the beauty away instantly, and you're going to look like a troll. I mean, that's all there is to it. You can be as beautiful as you want, but if you don't have a good personality and you're not a good person in general, just, you know, stay away from me. Don't even come near me. I don't even want to look at you. You know, that's just how it is. Number 2, what pop character that hasn't been made would you like to see produced? And that's actually where I have these pictures come in. If you've seen my other video, I did have a question of that nature, and I said Frankie, obviously, because I love Frankie. Super awesome. But these were actually some sketches I drew up of characters I wanted to see. They're, again, One Piece characters, because I believe they could make a lot of pops with the One Piece line. And I actually emailed Funko saying, hey, do you guys take artwork submissions? And actually started working on these before they replied back, and got them done. And they replied back, and they're like, no, we don't take artwork submissions. Sorry, but we do take suggestions on what to do. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that, because I want you to know the full potential that can be done with these characters. And if I just say, I want you to do Zoro, you could do Zoro from One Piece, who knows what they're going to do? They could, because the first ones they came out with were from the 2-year time skip, so they could do that, or they could make a Zoro that came out, the original Zoro, you know, and who knows what they're going to do with all the little features of him. But I do have some pictures here, and you'll see a bunch of writing and scribbling. That's just because I was going into very big detail for them, like variations they could do, and pointing out little features and what colors they should be and all that kind of stuff. So here you go. Here's what's that? I called this 3-sword style Roronoa Zoro. What's that? He's the crew's swordsman, and this is after the 2-year time skip. And then there was some variations I had. But ultimately, there you guys go. That's the Zoro that I created, that I figured that they could do. And he would just be a really, really cool character, in my opinion, just because he has a lot of potential to do so many different things with. And even the different features that he has here, obviously, variations. sword's sheath reaching for them, or the top half of his costume off, because usually he would take the top half off and just let it dangle there while he fights. And then, obviously, this is his three-sword style right here. He has one sword in each hand and one in his mouth, and it's very important which swords go where, because he always holds the curse blade here, and that's certain colors, and then this one, that one, and, you know, so that's just, you know, that's Zoro. And then, who else do we have here? We've got Sanji, the crew's cook, or chef. And again, this is after his time skip. He's a pretty simple character, but again, you could do a lot of different variations with him, like have his foot on fire because he's known as I believe Blackfoot Sanji, and when he gets really angry, he can Diablo and just, you know, his legs catch fire, or have him holding a snack because he makes food, or even give him the lovey-dovey eyes with steam coming out of his nose, because he's kind of the always going after women, no matter what. If he sees a beautiful woman, he just, ew, heart eyes, ah, I love you. And the final one that I made there is Brook, after the time skip. And he is the crew's musician. And yes, he's a skeleton. He's a very cool character. They found him on a ghost ship, and he was a skeleton. They started freaking out, but that was because of his devil fruit power, the life fruit, which after he died, it allowed him to come back to life. But his ship was lost in a sea covered in mist, and when his soul came back to life, he couldn't find the ship, and when he finally did, his body had decayed into a skeleton. But he was still able to go back in there, and he's just alive forever now. I mean, his body can break down and all that kind of stuff, but he has a cane, which is actually his sword. And then I had some other variations. Musical Brook holding his violin, or what else did I have? Rockstar Brook holding his guitar, or even add a sword effect, like the sword could be glowing blue because he does kind of ice attacks, or even a variation where his little ghost is coming out of his mouth, because even though he's kind of dead, he is still able to release his soul from his body and, you know, kind of travel through walls and stuff like that. So those are just a couple more that I would like to see made. And oh, he also asked, what are your favorite YouTube channels? So redirect to previous answer, please. And I believe there's still, okay, so I guess that's it, guys. There were questions, there were a few questions from Jenna Towns, and for some reason they're gone. I didn't delete them. I promise I did not delete them, so I don't know what happened to them. I know I missed your last few videos before your previous channel disappeared or got deleted or whatever, so I guess all the comments you've ever left on any of my videos are also gone. So I am so sorry. Let me double check. Yeah, they're gone. They are not there. So wow, I really dropped the ball on that one. I am so sorry, Jenna. I should have wrote these questions down when you guys first posted them. This was my first Q&A. I really dropped the ball here. I promise when I do my next one, you guys hear it here. The next time I do a Q&A, Jenna Towns, your questions are getting answered first. So I am so sorry about that. I should have wrote these down, and I feel like a piece of crap now. Ugh, my gosh. I am disappointed in myself. Just ruined the video, man. You blew it. Just Start ripping your pages up. Ah! God! I'm sorry, Jenna. That really sucks. And I even said that I was going to answer your questions when I replied to your comment. Well, I'm not going to stew this any longer. Jenna, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. But guys, please, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Like and share this video with all your friends. You know, get my name out there. And, you know, leave a comment down below on anything you want, you know. What's on your mind? How you doing? Anything you want to leave a comment on, just, boom, leave it down below. And peace out, guys.